can't dominate this fight, it's going to say, Conor, you ain't what we thought you were. Because as you know, Dre, most of the guys from the UK, they have to come prove themselves in the United States of America, or against a good American fighter.
This game is a lot harder than, the game gets harder.
Yeah.
And when you don't have them legs and them lower extremities and they not working right, because of age, because of tough fights, you put yourself in position to get hit a lot and kind of bend.
Ryan Garcia is a hell of a puncher. He's very explosive, dangerous hook, very dangerous. Everybody that hook's gonna knock a buffalo out.
Roy Jones Jr. has explained why he believes Conor Benn could be making a dangerous mistake by stepping into the ring with Ryan Garcia. On paper, the fight sounds exciting because both men bring speed, aggression, power, and the ability to change a fight with a single punch. But according to Roy, this matchup—
he got great eyesight, he has great reaction time, he's gonna be a great fighter. He's gotta figure out how to use it.
may be much more dangerous for Benn than many people realize. Ryan Garcia has already proven that he can hurt elite fighters with one clean shot, and that kind of power makes him a threat against anyone. While Benn's aggressive style has helped him build a reputation as one of boxing's most exciting fighters, Roy believes that same aggression could become a serious problem if he uses it recklessly against a fighter like Garcia. Roy Jones Jr. went on to explain that Ryan Garcia is not the type of fighter you can switch off against, even for a split second.
He probably throw a hook more like mine anybody seen. Yeah. He got that one-punch shock on that left hook. Deadly. And then he understands how to throw it. So yeah, that's where he—
One small mistake, one defensive lapse, or one reckless exchange can completely change the fight. That is exactly why Roy sees danger for Conor Benn. Benn loves to come forward, pressure opponents, and force exchanges. Against many fighters, that style can overwhelm them and break their confidence. But Ryan Garcia is different. Ryan thrives when opponents rush into range and leave openings for his explosive counter-punches. Roy understands better than most what separates elite punchers from—
Our position and philosophy is that any fight can be made. I mean, this is the business that we're in. I mean, even the guys that are and crying and complaining and everything else, they run a business. They're involved in this sport to make money, and there are very small windows of opportunity. And when something happens that builds a fight, you have to capture that fight right there at the time and in the moment. So I don't believe that any deals can.
Ordinary fighters, and in his view, Garcia's timing and speed make him one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing. If Benn becomes too aggressive, Roy believes he could end up giving Ryan the exact opportunities he wants. At the same time, reports surrounding the fight continue to gain momentum. Recently, boxing news accounts shared comments from Dana White suggesting that Conor Benn vs. Ryan Garcia could be announced in the near future.
Very warmly welcomed by everyone here in Bournemouth. No days off, building towards something big.
Yeah, no, we're always working, but Bournemouth is beautiful. I've been here a few times with my family, but the work don't stop. And when you come around by the beachside, it's beautiful, isn't it?
All right.
Plus Santa Monica, a bit better though.
Yeah, exactly. There's a lot to compare between the two. What about the big fights that are on the horizon for you? We're not there yet, but everything feels like it's building momentum with Zuffa, and there's some big fights potentially on the horizon.
Yeah, I mean, I've made no secret in fighting for the WBC World Title. It's the belt obviously my dad won, and it'd be a dream for me to get that belt. I mean, the other person's doing a lot of talking, as he does, so, just hopefully he signs the contract.
How many rounds do you reckon it will take you to knock out Ryan Garcia?
I'm liking these questions, How many rounds? I've got a lot to prove in this fight. Not just to everyone else, but to myself. The 10 years ago, me as a kid, who first turned over to be in the position I'm in now, where I can solidify my own legacy and prove the irrelevant of all the noise, irrelevant of all the haters, irrelevant of all the no's you can't do. I'm going to go into this fight fueled with a chip on my shoulder to prove to the world that I will be the greatest WBC champion. So, for me, to answer your question, I'm going to come out fast and put it on him and hopefully get him out there early. Within 4.
And what are you looking forward for the left hook?
What am I looking for? They said don't hook with a hooker. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Immediately got fans talking because this is the type of matchup that practically sells itself. Ryan Garcia brings star power, social media influence, elite hand speed, and one-punch knockout ability. Conor Benn brings pressure, toughness, confidence, and a willingness to fight anybody. Put those ingredients together and you have a fight that could easily become one of the biggest attractions in boxing. When Dana White was asked about the possibility of Garcia facing Benn, his response suggested that serious discussions are already taking place behind the scenes. Dana's comments quickly fueled even more speculation. He made it clear that conversations are happening and hinted that an official announcement could be closer than many people think. That immediately grabbed attention throughout the boxing world because this is exactly the kind of fight fans have been asking for. It has action written all over it. Ryan Garcia has built his reputation on speed, explosiveness, and highlight reel knockouts. Conor Benn has built his reputation on pressure, aggression, and a fearless mentality. Neither man is known for backing down, which is why so many fans believe the fight could deliver fireworks from the opening bell. If negotiations are finalized, this could become one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Meanwhile, the war of words between Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn has continued to escalate. Ryan recently fired a shot at Benn on social media, questioning Benn's confidence and bringing up his performance against Regis Prograis. Garcia mocked the idea that Benn could stop him.
That is being worked on. You know, me and my team, we're trying to, finalize it and make it happen. Stuff like that I really want. But there's also other options. So if it doesn't get done, we're also looking at Romero and other opponents that we can fight. But that fight I would love to make happen. I want that one bad. He's been too long. He actually came and confronted me at an event while I was with my wife, and it was just crazy.
Recently?
About a year and a half ago, and I still remember that. It's like, bro, we're all in suits. Calm down. What are you doing? Like, be professional, buddy. This is like, it reminded me of the movie Southpaw. When he gets confronted and then she ends up getting shot. Like, bro, you need to chill. But yeah, I would love to.
Suggesting that Benn struggled to deal with a veteran version of Prograis and would have had even more problems against a younger version of the former champion. Benn was not about to let those comments slide. He immediately fired back, accusing Ryan of avoiding him after the Chris Eubank Jr. fight and promising that he would beat Garcia if they met in the ring. Ryan then responded again with a cryptic message that only added more fuel to the rivalry. What started as simple trash talk has now developed into a genuine feud. Both fighters clearly believe they have the edge, and neither side appears willing to back down. Beyond the online exchanges, Conor Benn has made it very clear that he wants this fight.
What do you make of him as a fighter?
I think he's a good fighter. He's too aggressive. A little too aggressive.
How so?
He's a little reckless. But I do think that he has a lot of tenacity and he makes for a good fight, an entertaining fight every time he steps in the ring. But yeah, I will show him that there's definitely levels to this.
Is he 145?
He's number one, so he's my mandatory.
Right. But there's so many politics and so much red tape in boxing that the number one contender and the number one title holder somehow can't make a fight work.
Right.
Easily.
Yeah. That's how.
Dude, boxing's so complex.
Following his victory over Regis Prograis, Benn openly welcomed the challenge and spoke confidently about facing Ryan Garcia next. He has even discussed his desire to compete for the WBC welterweight title, making it obvious that he sees Garcia as a major opportunity. From Benn's perspective, this fight is about more than simply adding another win to his record.
That's who you are, I have no doubt about it, but I asked a very direct question. This is the first thing. He don't know me that well yet. Who do you want? Like, who's the guy? Garcia. Yeah, that's all I want to hear. That's all I want to hear, Dana. That's what I was asking about. What about you, Dana?
I agree with everything he said. That's why I'm in the business right now, is to make the fights that people want to see.
Why did you decide to go for boxing?
You look at what they've done with UFC. Look what they've done with WWE. They plan on taking over, and we all share the same vision. It's a different audience, massive platform, and something I'm really excited about. It wasn't an easy decision, but I've made the right decision.
It is about proving that he belongs among boxing's biggest names. Benn believes his pressure, toughness, and willingness to engage can create problems for Ryan. Garcia, meanwhile, believes his speed and precision will expose Benn's aggressive style. That contrast is exactly why so many fans are fascinated by the matchup. Ryan Garcia has also spoken openly about the possibility of facing Conor Benn.
Yeah. Garcia, I want my belt. Keep my belt warm. September, let's go. Any day of the week, twice on Sundays. 10 rounds easy. Garcia, you're next. Keep my belt warm.
According to Ryan, discussions have been taking place and his team is actively exploring ways to make the fight happen. However, Garcia also admitted that other options remain available if negotiations hit a roadblock. One of the names mentioned was Rolando Romero, but Ryan's comments made it clear that Benn is currently the fight generating the most interest. What makes
Benn, Ryan Garcia seems like it's going to be announced. What do you make of that fight? And is there any sort of thing going on in the background with yourselves and Conor Benn?
Yeah, there's still a lot of legal questions that need answering, and we'll deal with that appropriately. But in terms of that fight, I think it's a good fight. I don't think it's a big fight in America. I think it's a big fight in the UK. Obviously, Ryan's a big star in America. Conor's not. Ryan's a bigger star in the UK than Conor is in America, and Conor's a big star in the UK. So, yeah, I don't think it's a fight that's going to do massive numbers, but I like the fight. I think it's exciting. I think at 147, Ryan's a big fight. I don't think Conor should be fighting at 147. I think, I like him up at 160 or up towards that weight class, but I don't see a way he beats Ryan.
The rivalry even more personal is that Ryan still remembers a previous confrontation involving Benn at an event. Garcia has suggested that
Conor! Guess who I'm with? Hey, we're looking for you. I got you, don't worry. September drop on my future.
The interaction crossed a line and left a lasting impression on him. Because of that, this fight is no longer just business. There is genuine tension involved, which only increases the anticipation. Ryan also gave his assessment of Conor Benn as a fighter. He acknowledged that Benn is talented, dangerous, and entertaining, but he also believes Benn can be overly aggressive at times. According to Garcia, that aggression creates opportunities for a sharp counter-puncher. Ryan feels that while Benn's style makes for exciting fights, it can also become predictable when facing elite opposition. Garcia believes that if the fight happens, he will be able to demonstrate the difference between being a good fighter and being a world-class fighter. He also touched on the frustration of boxing politics, explaining that even when fighters want a matchup, negotiations and business interests can still delay things. Nevertheless, Ryan made it clear that he remains interested in making the fight happen. Conor Benn's message has remained consistent throughout all the speculation. He wants Ryan Garcia next. He is not looking for an easier opponent or a safer route. He wants a fight that can elevate his career and prove his place among the elite. Dana White's apparent interest in helping make the matchup only adds to the excitement. Benn understands that defeating a fighter as recognizable as Ryan Garcia would instantly change the conversation surrounding his career. That is why he continues pushing for the fight publicly.
Getting that Garcia fight done. But listen, I'm not short of options. There's a lot of fighters calling me out, big names calling me out. God willing, we get the Garcia fight done for the WBC world title. I'm mandatory and I'm in the #1 position for that belt, and I've worked extremely hard to get to that position. But again, if Ryan don't want it, then there's plenty of fish.
Every interview, every social media post, and every appearance seems to reinforce the same message: Ryan Garcia is the target. Dana White's involvement has made many fans believe this fight is becoming increasingly realistic. He has repeatedly emphasized that boxing should be about making the fights people actually want to see, and Garcia versus Benn fits that description perfectly. The matchup offers action, controversy, star power, and genuine uncertainty. Those are all.
Ryan Garcia would be a -350 favorite. Conor Benn would be +250. When you add it all up, it's about a 3-to-1 type fight, Mike. The odds makers are saying that Ryan is 75% likely to win the fight, more or less. Who would you be putting your money on with those odds?
With those odds, I'm putting my money on Conor Benn.
One thing that makes this fight so good to me is because what they both have in common is this. The better the opposition, the better they take the mission serious. The better the opposition, the more
ingredients promoters look for when building a major event. With both fighters expressing interest and Dana sounding optimistic, the possibility of an announcement seems more realistic than ever. As negotiations continue, Conor Benn has also issued several strong warnings directed at Ryan Garcia. Benn has repeatedly stated that Garcia is underestimating him and focusing too much on his own advantages. From Benn's perspective, people are overlooking his power, determination, and ability to make opponents uncomfortable.
I love this fight. I think people are being way too harsh on Conor Benn, like we said on the show last week. He fought a very tough style in Regis Prograis, who, yes, is at the end of his career, but nonetheless a crafty southpaw who knows how to handle himself, who likes to scrap. So Conor Benn, I think like we say, right, it's a cliche, but win this time, look good next time. And I think Conor Benn will look a lot better against Ryan Garcia. I know Ryan's the favorite, but if the fight does get finalized, all I know is it's going to be a great promotion with two guys who are among the best talkers in boxing, and they are both action fighters who can punch.
He believes Garcia has never faced someone with his exact combination of aggression and relentless pressure. Benn has promised that if the fight becomes official, he will bring intensity from the opening bell and force Ryan into uncomfortable situations that he has never experienced before. Promoter Eddie Hearn also weighed in on the matchup and offered an interesting perspective. Hearn acknowledged that Ryan Garcia is already a massive star in the United States, while Conor Benn remains much more established in the United Kingdom. Because of that, Hearn suggested the fight may generate more excitement among British fans than American audiences. However, he also admitted that the personalities involved make the matchup compelling regardless of location. Garcia brings fame, charisma, and knockout power. Benn brings confidence, aggression, and a willingness to fight anyone. Even if opinions differ regarding the commercial side of the event, there is little disagreement about its entertainment value. Another interesting moment occurred when Derek Chisora crossed paths with Ryan Garcia and the conversation naturally shifted toward Conor Benn. Ryan did not hesitate when Benn's name came up. He made it clear that the tension between them remains very real. Every public interaction involving either fighter now seems to generate headlines because fans know a potential fight could be on the horizon. Benn continues to talk confidently about stopping Garcia, while Ryan continues insisting that Benn's style will play directly into his hands. The rivalry is growing with every passing week. Things became even more heated when Conor Benn responded to footage involving Ryan Garcia with a direct social media message. Benn accused Garcia of being the one delaying the fight and challenged him to sign the contract. From Benn's perspective, the fight is ready to happen and only final details remain unresolved. Ryan, meanwhile, continues training while the negotiations continue. Recent training clips have shown Garcia looking sharp, fast, and explosive. His hand speed remains one of the most dangerous weapons in boxing, and fans have been closely analyzing every workout video for clues about his preparation. Conor Benn has been equally active in training camp. Recent footage shows Benn working intensely on the pads, throwing powerful combinations and maintaining the aggressive style that has become his trademark. If Ryan is preparing to rely on speed and timing, Benn appears determined to counter that with pressure and physicality. Both fighters seem to understand the importance of this matchup. Their training sessions suggest they are already preparing mentally and physically for a potential showdown. Benn has also spoken about the possibility of fighting for major titles in the future, and he views Ryan Garcia as a critical step toward those goals. A victory over Garcia would instantly elevate his standing within the division and potentially open the door to even bigger opportunities. Benn knows that beating a fighter of Ryan's profile would be the biggest win of his career. For that reason, he sees the matchup as more than just another fight. It is a chance to make a statement on the world stage and prove that he belongs among the sport's elite names. Max Kellerman also shared his opinion on the matchup and echoed some of Roy Jones Jr.'s concerns. According to Max, Ryan Garcia's speed and power make him a uniquely dangerous opponent for a pressure fighter like Conor Benn. Benn's style naturally creates action, but it also creates openings. Against an ordinary fighter, those openings may not matter. Against Ryan Garcia, they could become costly. Max pointed out that Garcia does not need to dominate every second of a fight to win. He only needs one clean opportunity. That ability to end a fight suddenly is what makes Ryan such a dangerous opponent and why many analysts believe Benn is taking a significant risk. Ultimately, Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn is attracting so much attention because it feels like a genuine 50-50 fight. Ryan brings elite speed, explosive power, and proven finishing ability. Benn brings pressure, toughness, and a style that forces opponents into uncomfortable exchanges. Both men possess strengths that could lead them to victory, and both have weaknesses the other can exploit. If the fight becomes official, it will not simply be about who hits harder. It will be about who makes the smarter adjustments, who handles the pressure better, and who can impose their style when the moment matters most. That uncertainty is exactly what makes this matchup one of the most exciting possibilities currently being discussed in boxing.